You are on HOA clapback. She tried to turn neighbors into witnesses against me. You are out of time, Melissa Garner screamed, waving a community email printout in my face like a warrant. Her voice cracked on the last word. I install a doorbell camera and Karen claims it violates community standards. That was 3 days ago. Now I am standing in my own driveway in Briarwood Reserve, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and she is telling me my denial is retaliation. I work as a property maintenance supervisor. I handle commercial HVAC units and building access control systems for a living. I understand cameras, compliance, and documentation. I installed the doorbell camera because packages kept disappearing from my porch. 4 in 2 months. 1 was medication. I filed reports with the Briarwood Reserve Community Association office. No response. So I bought the camera, mounted it myself, and aimed it at my own front door. Legal. Reasonable. My property. Melissa Garner is the pool committee chair. She has light brown hair pulled back in a tight ponytail, a gray rain jacket zipped to her chin even though it is 70 degrees, and a stack of orange warning tags that she fans out like playing cards every time she wants to make a point. She showed up 20 minutes ago, unannounced, and started yelling before I even opened the door. The camera caught the whole approach. I refused to cooperate, she said, jabbing a finger at the printout. That is what the email says. You refuse to comply with the camera removal request. I never got a camera removal request, I said. I got a generic notice about exterior modifications 2 weeks ago. I submitted the compliance form the same day. The camera stays because it is not a modification. It is a security device aimed at my own door. I have the receipt. I have the submission confirmation. I complied. She shook her head hard enough that the ponytail whipped. I decide what evidence is allowed. That is her line. She said it slow, like she was explaining multiplication to a child. If I say you did not comply, then you did not comply. The association received complaints. We are revoking guest parking and visitor access until you remove the camera and submit a formal apology. She slapped the orange tags against her thigh. Each one had a blank space at the top where she could write a violation code. No readable text, just orange cardstock with printed lines. I had seen them before. She loved those tags. She stuck them on cars, mailboxes, trash cans. She carried them everywhere. My finances cannot handle surprise fees and tow costs. I work contract gigs. My paychecks are unpredictable. A tow is $200 minimum. Guest parking revoked means my girlfriend cannot visit without risking a boot. Visitor access suspended means my brother cannot drop off tools without getting reported. This is not theoretical. This is my life getting squeezed. I need to see the complaints, I said. I need to know who reported what. That is my right under the bylaws. Melissa pulled a laminated guideline sheet from her jacket pocket and waved it in my face. The plastic caught the sunlight and made a glare. She never let me read it. She just waved it. This covers it, she said. Section 4. Subsection C. Cameras aimed at common areas are prohibited. Your camera can see the sidewalk. The sidewalk is public, I said. That is not a common area. That is city property. She ignored me. You have until Friday to remove the camera and submit the apology, or we start the fines. $50 a day, plus towing authorization for any guest vehicle. I will escalate this immediately. Friday was 2 days away. I had work commitments I could not move. I had a site inspection Thursday that would eat my entire day. Melissa knew that. She knew my schedule because she asked about it last month when I missed a community meeting. She timed this. I kept my voice level. I submitted the compliance form. I have the timestamp. If you are changing the requirement now, I need that in writing. She snapped the guideline sheet back into her pocket. You will get your documentation after you comply. That is how it works. Remove the camera first, then we talk. That is moving the goalposts, I said. You are changing the rules after I followed them. She turned and walked toward the street, calling over her shoulder. I will escalate this immediately. You have until Friday. I watched her go. She stopped at the end of my driveway and pulled out her phone. She held it up and took a photo of my front door from the street, then another photo of the doorbell camera. Then she turned the phone toward me and took a photo of my face. The phone was maybe 6 inches from my eyes. I did not move. I did not blink. I just stared at the lens. That was yesterday. Today it got worse. I woke up to a voicemail from Briarwood Reserve Management. The message was clipped and formal. This is Linda Cartwright from Briarwood Management. We have received an escalation notice regarding your property. You are required to settle outstanding compliance fees before any dispute resolution can proceed. Please contact the office immediately. I called back. Linda answered on the first ring. She sounded tired. I got your message, I said. What fees? The camera violation fees, she said. $50 per day starting Monday. That is 3 days. $150. Plus the administrative escalation fee, which is $75. Total is $225. We need payment before we can discuss the camera issue. I did not get a written notice, I said. I got a verbal threat from Melissa Garner in my driveway. I submitted compliance paperwork 2 weeks ago. I have the confirmation email. Linda sighed. I understand. But the system shows non-compliance. Melissa filed the escalation Monday morning with photos. The fees are automatic once escalation is filed. You need to pay first, then we can review. That is extortion, I said. You are holding dispute resolution hostage unless I pay fees I should not owe. Linda paused. I do not make the rules. That is the policy. Melissa is the pool committee chair. She has enforcement authority. If she files escalation, the fees apply. You can dispute after you pay. I hung up. My hands were shaking. $225 for a camera I had every right to install. A camera I installed because the association ignored my theft reports. And now they were blocking me from even arguing my case unless I paid first. I pulled up my doorbell camera app. I scrolled back to Monday morning. There it was. Melissa walking up my driveway at 7:43 in the morning. She stopped at the edge of my porch, looked directly at the camera, and mouthed something I could not hear. Then she pulled out her phone and took another round of photos. She circled my house. She went around the side, past the trash cans, all the way to the back fence. She was looking for angles. She was building a case. I screenshotted the timestamp. I saved the clip. I sent it to myself in 3 formats. Then I called my neighbor, Dev Malhotra. Dev lives 2 houses down. He is a data analyst. He works from home. He has his own camera set up because his car got keyed last year. He has a wide-angle lens that covers most of the street. If you are loving this chaos, smash that like button and subscribe so you do not miss the revenge. Dev picked up on the second ring. I told him what happened. He did not sound surprised. Melissa has been circling your place for days, Dev said. I saw her Tuesday morning too. She parked across the street and just sat there for like 20 minutes, staring at your house. I thought it was weird, so I checked my footage. I have her on video from 3 different days. Can you send me the clips? I asked. Already done, Dev said. Check your email. And hey man, be careful. She is not playing. Last year, she got the Johnsons fined $800 over a mailbox color. She does not let go. I opened the email. 3 video files. Each one showed Melissa in her car parked across the street, watching my house. One clip showed her getting out, walking halfway up my driveway, then turning back. Another showed her taking photos with her phone from the sidewalk. The timestamps lined up with the mornings I got the compliance notices. I had proof she was stalking my property. I had proof the camera was legal. I had proof I submitted compliance. And I still owed $225 before anyone would listen. Wednesday afternoon, I got another voicemail. This time it was not Linda. It was Melissa. Her voice was sugary and sharp at the same time. Hi, this is Melissa Garner from the Briarwood Pool Committee. I wanted to give you one more chance to resolve this before we move forward with towing authorization. If you remove the camera today and bring a written apology to the management office by 5 p.m., I can waive the escalation fees. But you need to include your camera footage from the last 2 weeks. We need to verify there are no other violations captured. Call me back. She wanted my footage. She wanted to see what I had recorded. That was the whole play. She did not care about the camera. She cared about what the camera saw. I pulled up the footage from 2 weeks ago. I scrolled through the days. Mail delivery. Package drop-offs. My girlfriend arriving and leaving. A lawn service truck. Nothing unusual. Then I got to last Thursday. 11:30 a.m. A delivery driver dropped a package on my porch. It was a small box, maybe 6 inches square. I was at work. The camera recorded the drop-off. 30 seconds later, Melissa walked into frame from the side. She bent down, picked up the package, turned it over in her hands, and walked off with it. I replayed it 4 times. She stole my package. On camera. Clear as day. She walked right up, took it, and left. No hesitation. No looking around. She just took it. I checked the tracking number for that delivery. It was a replacement charging cable for my work laptop. $15. Not worth filing a police report over. But the footage was worth everything. I saved the clip. I backed it up to 3 separate cloud accounts. I texted Dev. Check your footage from last Thursday around 11:30. I need to see if you caught Melissa on your camera too. Dev replied 10 minutes later. Holy hell. I have her walking away from your house with a box. Sending now. His angle was wider. It showed Melissa walking across the street with my package, getting into her car, and driving away. She did not even try to hide it. I called Linda at the management office. She answered with the same tired tone. I have video evidence that Melissa Garner stole a package from my porch last week, I said. I am sending it to you right now. I want this escalation dropped, and I want the fees voided. Linda was quiet for a long moment. I need to see the video first. Send it to my email. I will review it and get back to you. I sent the clip. I included Dev's footage as a second angle. I added the screenshots of Melissa circling my house. I wrote a short summary with timestamps and tracking numbers. I hit send and waited. Linda called back 30 minutes later. Her voice was different. Harder. I reviewed the footage, she said. I am going to need to escalate this internally. This is beyond my authority. I am forwarding this to the board president and our legal contact. In the meantime, do not pay the fees. I am putting a hold on your account. What about the towing threat? I asked. I am flagging your vehicles as exempt, Linda said. Melissa does not have unilateral towing authority anyway. She has to go through me. I will block any requests until this is resolved. I felt the knot in my chest loosen slightly. It was not over, but it was movement. Then my phone buzzed. Text message from an unknown number. I opened it. This is Melissa Garner. You are making a serious mistake. If you continue to distribute false accusations, I will have no choice but to pursue defamation action. Remove the video from all devices and submit a written retraction by tomorrow morning, or I will file a formal complaint with the board and pursue damages. I will escalate this immediately. She was panicking. I could feel it through the text. She knew I had her. She knew the video was real. So she was pivoting to intimidation. I screenshotted the text and forwarded it to Linda with a single line. Received this threat 5 minutes after our call. Adding to the file. Thursday morning I woke up to pounding on my front door. I checked the doorbell camera feed. 2 people. One was Melissa. The other was a man in a black polo shirt with a radio clipped to his belt. He had a clipboard. I opened the door. Melissa smiled. It was not a friendly smile. "This is Officer Daniels from Briarwood Security," she said, gesturing to the man. "We are here to conduct a compliance inspection. You are required to allow access to your front porch and exterior property for documentation purposes." Officer Daniels looked uncomfortable. He was young, maybe mid-20s, and he kept glancing at Melissa like he wished he was anywhere else. "I am not a sworn officer," he said quickly. "I am a security contractor. This is just a standard compliance check." "Do you have a warrant?" I asked. "We do not need a warrant," Melissa said. "This is association property. You signed the bylaws. Exterior inspections are allowed with 24-hour notice. I sent an email yesterday." I checked my phone. There was an email from Melissa sent at 11:58 p.m. last night. Subject line: Compliant Inspection Notice. It had a PDF attachment. I opened it. The form was dated 3 days ago, but the email metadata showed it was created last night. She backdated the document. "This email was sent 9 hours ago," I said. "That is not 24 hours. Melissa pulled a printed portal audit log sheet from her jacket. She waved it at me without letting me see the details. "It is time-stamped 48 hours ago in the system," she said. "Email delivery delays are not my problem. Now step aside, or I will document refusal to comply. And that is another violation." Officer Daniels shifted his weight. "Look, man, I just need to take some photos of the exterior and write down the camera model. That is it. 5 minutes." I stepped aside. Melissa walked in first. She did not wait for Daniels. She went straight to the doorbell camera and started taking photos with her phone. Close-ups of the lens, the mounting bracket, the wiring conduit. She pulled out a tape measure and measured the distance from the camera to the edge of the porch. Daniels stood on the porch and filled out his clipboard. He did not look happy. After 2 minutes, he cleared his throat. "Melissa, I got what I need. We can go." Melissa ignored him. She crouched down and started examining the base of the doorframe. She ran her fingers along the bottom edge like she was looking for something. "What are you doing?" I asked. "I am checking for additional violations," she said. "This is part of the inspection." "No, it is not," Daniels said. He sounded firmer now. "The work order says exterior camera documentation. That is it. We are done." Melissa stood up. She glared at Daniels, then at me. "Fine. But I am noting uncooperative behavior in my report. That is a separate violation." She walked off the porch. Daniels followed her, then stopped and turned back. He lowered his voice. "Hey man, just so you know, she made me come out here. This was not a real inspection. I do not even know why she wanted me here." "I know," I said. "Thanks for keeping it short." He nodded and jogged after Melissa. I watched them get into separate cars and leave. Then I checked the doorbell footage. Melissa had leaned close to the camera at one point and mouthed something directly at the lens. I pulled the clip and zoomed in. Her lips were moving, but there was no audio. I sent the clip to a friend who does lip reading for accessibility work. He texted back 20 minutes later. She said, "I will bury you." Friday morning, I got a call from an unknown Milwaukee number. I answered. It was a tow dispatcher. "Yeah, this is Rick from Northside Towing. I got a call from Briarwood Reserve Management about a silver Honda Accord, license plate ending in 472. That your car?" "That is my car," I said. "Why?" "We got a tow authorization for non-compliant guest parking. The request says the vehicle is in violation and needs to be impounded. Is the car in the driveway right now?" "It is my car," I said again. "It is registered to this address. It is not a guest vehicle." Rick paused. "Hold on. Let me check the paperwork. The request came from a Melissa Garner. She said it was a guest vehicle parked in violation. If it is your car, that does not make sense." "Call Linda Cartwright at the management office," I said. "She put a hold on all towing requests related to my address. Melissa does not have authorization." Rick sighed. "All right. I will call the office. If it is a bad request, I will cancel it. But heads up, man. Someone is really trying to get your car towed." This is the second call I got this week. "Second call?" "Yeah," Rick said. "I got another request Wednesday. Same car, same address. I called the office then too, and they told me to disregard. Someone really wants you gone." I thanked Rick and hung up. My chest was tight again. Melissa was trying everything: fake inspections, backdated notices, fraudulent tow requests. She was throwing everything at the wall to see what stuck. I called Linda. She picked up on the first ring. "I just got a call from Northside Towing. Melissa tried to get my car towed again." "I know," Linda said. "I got the request forwarded to me 10 minutes ago. I shut it down. She is not supposed to be filing anything right now. I sent her an email yesterday telling her to stand down while we review the footage." "She is not standing down," I said. "She showed up at my house yesterday with a fake compliance inspection. She tried to intimidate a security contractor into helping her. She is escalating." Linda was quiet. Then she said, "I am going to recommend the board suspend her enforcement authority until this is resolved. I cannot do that myself, but I am putting it in my report. In the meantime, document everything, every interaction, every email, every call. If she shows up again, call the police." Saturday afternoon, I got a text from Dev. "You need to check the community bulletin board. Melissa posted something." I drove to the clubhouse. The bulletin board was in the main lobby, behind glass. There was a printed notice taped to the board. It had the Briarwood Reserve logo at the top and a block of text under a header that said Community Safety Alert. I leaned close and read it. "Residents are reminded that unauthorized surveillance devices aimed at common areas are strictly prohibited under Section 4C of the Community Guidelines. A recent violation has been identified and is under review. Residents are encouraged to report any suspicious surveillance activity to the management office immediately. Violations may result in fines, loss of privileges, and potential legal action. The board takes privacy and security seriously. Thank you for your cooperation." It did not name me, but everyone knew. The notice was printed on official letterhead. It looked legitimate, but I knew Linda had not written it. This was Melissa. I took a photo of the notice. Then I walked to the management office. It was closed. A sign on the door said office hours, Monday, Friday, 9 a.m., 5 p.m. I tried the handle anyway. Locked. I called Linda's cell. It went to voicemail. I left a message. Melissa posted a fake safety alert on the community board. It is on official letterhead. It is defamatory. I need it removed immediately. I drove home. My phone rang 10 minutes later. It was Linda. I saw your message, she said. I am not in the office until Monday, but I will have it removed first thing. That notice was not authorized. Melissa does not have access to the letterhead templates. She must have copied an old notice and edited it. Can you confirm that in writing? I asked. I want documentation that this was unauthorized. I will send you an email tonight, Linda said. Sunday morning, I was drinking coffee in my kitchen when I heard shouting outside. I looked out the window. Melissa was standing in the middle of the street, yelling at a mail carrier. The carrier was holding a package and shaking his head. I grabbed my phone and went outside. The carrier saw me and pointed. This your house? Yeah, I said. This lady is saying I handed her a package for your address last week, and now it is missing. She is saying I need to confirm that on record. I did not hand her anything. I put the package on your porch like always. Melissa stepped forward. She was holding a tabbed evidence binder. The pages inside were blank or had faint printed lines but no readable text. She flipped it open and jabbed a finger at one of the pages. You told me you gave me the package by mistake. That is what you said. I never said that, the carrier said. I do not even know you. Melissa turned to me. You see? He is lying. He handed me your package, and now he is covering for you. That is conspiracy. I am reporting this to the postmaster. The carrier looked at me. Is she serious? She is trying to frame me for stealing my own package, I said. I have video of her taking it off my porch. Melissa slammed the binder shut. That video is doctored. I am not discussing this in the street. I am filing a formal complaint. The carrier shook his head and walked back to his truck. Melissa stood there, breathing hard. Then she pulled out her phone and started recording me. I see you are continuing to harass community volunteers, she said loudly, speaking into the phone camera. I am documenting this for the board. You are creating a hostile environment. I walked back inside and locked the door. My phone buzzed. Text from Dev. I got that whole thing on video. She is losing it. Monday morning, I called Linda before the office opened. She picked up on the third ring. I just pulled into the lot. What is going on? I told her about the mail carrier confrontation. I told her about the recording. I told her Melissa was trying to get a postal worker to lie for her on record. Linda swore under her breath. Okay. I am escalating this to the board president today. I am also going to recommend we issue a no-contact directive. She is out of control. I need that directive in writing, I said. And I need the fake notice removed from the bulletin board. I am handling both right now, Linda said. Give me 2 hours. I went to work. I had a site inspection in Wauwatosa that ate most of the morning. I checked my phone at lunch. Email from Linda. Subject line, Axion taken. The notice has been removed. I personally took it down and documented it. I have also forwarded your evidence file to the board president and our attorney. They are reviewing everything today. I will have an update for you by end of day. In the meantime, I am putting a note in the system that Melissa Garner is not authorized to contact you directly regarding any compliance matters. All communication must go through me. I replied with a short thanks and went back to work. By 3 p.m. I had another email. This one was from the board president. a guy named Tom Hendricks. I had never met him. Hello. Linda Cartwright forwarded your documentation regarding the camera dispute and related incidents involving Melissa Garner. I have reviewed the video evidence and the communication records. I want to inform you that the board is taking this matter very seriously. We are scheduling an emergency review meeting for Wednesday evening. You are not required to attend, but you are welcome to if you wish to provide testimony. In the meantime, I am suspending Melissa Garner's enforcement authority effective immediately. She will not be involved in any compliance actions until this is resolved. Please let me know if you have any questions. I forwarded the email to Dev. He replied with a thumbs up emoji and a single word. Finally, Tuesday afternoon, Melissa tried one more move. I got a call from a woman who identified herself as a victim advocate with a nonprofit mediation group. She sounded kind and professional. Hi, I am calling on behalf of Melissa Garner. She reached out to us because she feels there has been a breakdown in communication with a neighbor, and she is hoping to resolve things through a facilitated conversation. Would you be open to a mediation session? No, I said. Melissa has been harassing me for 2 weeks. She stole my property, filed fake complaints, and tried to get my car towed under false pretenses. I am not mediating anything with her. The woman paused. I was not aware of those details. Melissa described this as a misunderstanding over a camera installation. If there are allegations of theft and harassment, that is outside the scope of what we handle. She stole a package off my porch, I said. I have video. She is trying to use your organization to get access to me after being told she cannot contact me directly. The woman sighed. I am going to decline this case. Thank you for your time. I hung up. My phone buzzed immediately. Text from an unknown number. You are a coward. You cannot even face me in mediation. I will make sure everyone knows what kind of person you are. I screenshotted the text and forwarded it to Linda and Tom. Tom replied within 5 minutes. Noted. Adding to the file. She is digging herself deeper. Wednesday evening, I drove to the clubhouse for the emergency review meeting. I did not know what to expect. The parking lot was almost full. I walked into the main lobby. There were maybe 20 people in folding chairs arranged in rows. Tom Hendricks was at a table in the front. Linda was sitting beside him. Melissa was in the front row, arms crossed, glaring at the wall. Tom started the meeting with a short statement. This is an emergency session to address recent compliance enforcement actions and related conduct. We are here to review evidence and determine next steps. I want to keep this professional and focused. We are not here to litigate personal grievances. We are here to establish facts. He pulled out a laptop and connected it to a projector. The screen on the wall lit up. First slide, a screenshot of the doorbell camera footage showing Melissa taking the package. Tom let it sit there for 10 seconds. No one said anything. This footage was provided by a resident, Tom said. It shows a package being removed from a porch without authorization. The timestamp is verified. The metadata is intact. I have reviewed it with our attorney. It is authentic. Melissa stood up. That is my package. It was delivered to the wrong address. I was returning it to the carrier. The tracking number shows it was addressed to the resident, Tom said. The carrier confirmed he did not give you anything. You were not returning it. You took it. Melissa's face went red. You are all in on this. You are protecting him because he threatened to sue. This is retaliation. Tom held up a hand. Sit down, Melissa. I am not finished. She sat. Her hands were shaking. Tom clicked to the next slide. It was a screenshot of the text message where Melissa threatened defamation action. Then the next slide. the fake compliance inspection notice. Then the next, the fraudulent tow requests. Then the next, the unauthorized safety alert on the bulletin board. Each of these actions violates multiple sections of our governing documents, Tom said. Unauthorized use of letterhead, false reporting, harassment, abuse of enforcement authority. I am recommending immediate removal from the pool committee and suspension of all volunteer leadership rules pending a full board vote. Melissa stood up again. She pointed at me. He recorded me without consent. That is illegal. His camera is illegal. You are all ignoring the rules because he is a man and I am a woman. This is discrimination. Tom closed the laptop. Your camera complaint was reviewed. The camera is legal. It is aimed at the resident's own property. The sidewalk visibility is incidental and does not violate any statute or guideline. The compliance fees have been voided. The escalation has been dismissed. Melissa grabbed her evidence binder and held it up. I have documentation. I have photos. I have witness statements. Tom looked at her. Submit them to Linda by Friday. We will review them. But as of tonight, you are suspended from all enforcement actions. You do not contact residents directly. You do not file complaints. You do not issue notices. If you violate this directive, we will pursue removal proceedings. Melissa threw the binder on the floor. Papers scattered. Most of them were blank. She stormed out. The door slammed behind her. Tom looked at me. I am sorry this happened. The association failed you. We should have caught this sooner. I nodded. I did not trust my voice. The meeting wrapped up 10 minutes later. As people filed out, Dev caught up with me in the parking lot. That was the most satisfying thing I have ever seen, he said. She completely melted down. She tried to bury me, I said. If I did not have the footage, she would have won. Dev clapped me on the shoulder. But you did have the footage. And now everyone knows what she is. Thursday morning, I got an email from Tom. Subject line, Final Resolution. The board met last night and voted to remove Melissa Garner from the pool committee effective immediately. We are also issuing a formal no-contact directive. She is prohibited from contacting you directly or indirectly. All prior fees and penalties related to the camera dispute have been voided. Your account is clear. We are also implementing new oversight procedures for enforcement actions to prevent this from happening again. Thank you for your patience and your documentation. It made this decision straightforward. I printed the email and put it in a folder. Then I went outside and checked the doorbell camera. It was still there, still recording, still legal. Friday afternoon, I was pulling into my driveway when I saw Melissa's car parked across the street. She was sitting in the driver's seat, staring at my house. I grabbed my phone and called Linda. Melissa is parked outside my house, I said. She is violating the no-contact directive. Linda swore. I am calling the police. Stay inside. I went inside and watched through the window. 10 minutes later, a Milwaukee police squad car pulled up. The officer got out and walked over to Melissa's car. They talked for a few minutes. Then Melissa drove away. The officer came to my door. I just issued her a warning, the officer said. If she comes back, call us immediately and we will escalate to a restraining order. I documented the incident. You should be good. I thanked him and went back inside. My phone buzzed. Text from Dev. Just saw the cop car. Is it over? I think so, I replied. Saturday morning, I woke up to an email from Linda. Subject line, YOUMIAHT want to now W. Thought you would appreciate this. Melissa submitted her resignation from the association yesterday. She is moving out of Briarwood at the end of the month. The board accepted her resignation. You will not have to deal with her anymore. I read the email twice. Then I walked outside and stood on my porch. The doorbell camera was still there, aimed at my front door. The morning was quiet. No shouting, no threats, no Melissa. Dev texted me later that afternoon. I heard she is moving. Good riddance. Yeah, I replied. It is over. But it was not completely over. Not yet. Sunday morning I checked my bank account. The $225 in voided fees had been refunded. I also had a check in the mail from Briarwood Reserve for $150. The memo line said reimbursement for compliance costs. I did not ask for it, but I was not complaining. Monday afternoon I got a call from Rick at Northside Towing. Hey man, just wanted to give you a heads up. That woman who kept trying to get your car towed? She called me again this morning. I told her I was not touching anything related to your address. She started yelling at me, so I hung up. Just thought you should know she is still trying. I called Linda immediately. Melissa is still trying to get my car towed. She called the tow company this morning. Linda groaned. I will send her a cease and desist letter today. If she contacts anyone related to this association again, we will pursue legal action. Thanks, I said. Tuesday morning I was at a job site when Dev texted me. You need to see this. He sent a photo. It was the community bulletin board. Someone had posted a new notice. It was handwritten on notebook paper. It said, "Some people think the AR are above the rules. Cameras do not lie." The handwriting was Melissa's. I called Linda. She answered on the first ring. I already know. I am at the clubhouse now. I am taking it down. She must have snuck in last night. I am changing the lock codes today. Is there anything I can do? I asked. No, Linda said. Just let me handle it. She is spiraling. She will make a mistake big enough that we can escalate to law enforcement if we need to. Wednesday afternoon, I got a knock on my door. I checked the doorbell camera. It was a sheriff's deputy. I opened the door. Are you the homeowner? The deputy asked. Yeah, I said. I am here to serve a restraining order on Melissa Garner. Do you know where she lives? 2 streets over, I said. Blue house with the white shutters. The deputy nodded. We got a complaint from your HOA management. They said she has been harassing multiple residents. We are serving her with a no-contact order. If she violates it, she will be arrested. Thank you, I said. The deputy left. I texted Linda. Deputy just came by to serve Melissa. Is this your doing? Linda replied immediately. Yes. The board authorized it yesterday. She crossed the line when she posted that notice. We are done playing nice. Thursday morning I was drinking coffee when I got a text from Dev. Melissa is loading a moving truck right now. She is leaving early. I walked to my front window. I could not see her house from there, but I could see the street. A moving truck drove past a few minutes later. It did not stop. Friday afternoon, Linda called me. I wanted to give you a final update. Melissa moved out yesterday. She turned in her keys this morning. The board completed the review of her tenure as pool committee chair. We found discrepancies in the pool maintenance budget. About $3,000 is unaccounted for. We are pursuing it, but she is gone, so it is going to be a long process. $3,000, I said. Yeah, Linda said. We think she was skimming. A key log review that proves only leadership had access to the pool supply closet and the cash lockbox. She was the only one with keys during the time the money went missing. We are filing a report with the police, but honestly, it is a civil matter at this point. That is insane, I said. It gets worse, Linda said. We found out she was doing the same thing at her last HOA. She got quietly asked to resign. They did not pursue charges because she paid back some of the money. We did not know about it because she never disclosed it on her volunteer application. So she has a history, I said. Yeah, Linda said. And now it is documented. If she tries to volunteer at another HOA, they will know. I hung up and sat on my couch. I thought about the last 2 weeks. The threats, the harassment, the fake notices, the towing attempts. All of it because I installed a camera. All of it because I caught her stealing. Saturday morning, Dev came over with coffee. We sat on my porch and watched the neighborhood wake up. A mail truck rolled by. A couple walked their dog. It was quiet. You did it, Dev said. You cleared your name. I pulled out my phone and opened the Doorbell camera app. I scrolled back to the day Melissa took the package. I watched the clip one more time. Then I deleted it. I did not need it anymore. But before I deleted it, I sent one final copy to Linda with a short note. For your records. Just in case. Dev laughed. You are not taking any chances, are you? Not anymore, I said. Sunday afternoon, I got a text from an unknown number. I opened it. It was Melissa. I know what you did. You destroyed my reputation. You got me kicked out of my home. I hope you are happy. I screenshotted the text and forwarded it to Linda and the sheriff's office. Then I blocked the number. Linda called me 20 minutes later. I just got your forward. That is a restraining order violation. I am passing it to the deputy who served her. They will handle it. Thanks, I said. You did the right thing, Linda said. Do not engage. Just document and report. I hung up. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Dev. Did you see the news? What news? I replied. He sent a link to a local Milwaukee news site. The headline read, Former HOA leader arrested for violating restraining order. The article was short. It said a woman was arrested Saturday evening after sending threatening messages to a resident protected by a no-contact order. The woman was released on bail. The case was ongoing. I texted Linda. Did you see the news? She replied with a single word. Karma. Monday morning I went to work. My boss asked how my weekend was. Fine, I said. Quiet. Tuesday afternoon I got a letter in the mail from Briarwood Reserve. It was from Tom Hendricks. It said the board had completed the investigation, and Melissa Garner was permanently banned from all association properties and events. The letter also said the HOA froze enforcement until a neutral review was completed to ensure no other residents had been targeted unfairly. The board apologized for the breakdown in oversight. The letter ended with a short line. We take resident safety seriously. Thank you for your diligence. I folded the letter and put it in the folder with all the other documentation. Then I sat down and wrote a short email to Tom. Thank you for taking this seriously. I appreciate the transparency and the changes you are implementing. I hope this helps prevent it from happening to someone else. Tom replied an hour later. That is exactly why we are doing it. Thank you for holding us accountable. Wednesday morning I was walking to my car when I saw a new family moving into Melissa's old house. A couple with 2 kids. They waved. I waved back. The neighborhood felt different. Lighter. Dev texted me that afternoon. New neighbors seem nice. Think they know what happened? Probably not, I replied. But they will figure it out eventually. Everyone does. Thursday afternoon, Linda called me one more time. I just wanted to let you know, management got corrected by the board in plain language. We are implementing new training for all committee chairs. No one gets enforcement authority without board oversight anymore. And we are requiring background checks for leadership positions. It should have been done years ago. That is good, I said. Linda paused. And between you and me, Melissa tried to apply for a committee spot at another HOA across town. They called us for a reference. I told them everything. They declined her application. I smiled. Good. She is done, Linda said. No HOA will touch her now. Friday evening, I sat on my porch and watched the sunset. My doorbell camera was still there. Still recording. Still legal. I had not touched it since the meeting. Dev walked over and handed me a beer. You ever think about what you would have done if you did not have the footage? I shook my head. I would have lost. She would have buried me with fees and threats until I moved out or gave up. The camera saved me. Dev clinked his beer against mine. To cameras. To cameras, I said. Saturday morning, I woke up to an email from the Briarwood Reserve Board. Subject line: Any due community guidelines. The email had a PDF attachment. I opened it. The new guidelines included a section on doorbell cameras. It said security cameras aimed at private property were permitted without restriction as long as they did not record audio in common areas. It said enforcement actions required board approval. It said residents had the right to appeal any violation notice before fees were applied. I forwarded the email to Dev. Did you see this? He replied with a gif of someone clapping. You changed the rules. You actually changed the rules. I leaned back in my chair and looked at the doorbell camera feed on my phone. My front porch was empty. The street was quiet. No threats. No harassment. No Melissa. I hope you have a great day.